Chicken Tinga Tacos. Smoky, savory, sweet, spicy, but does it really matter? I had me at tacos. Now let's get to the ingredients. For this recipe, we're going to need some chopped garlic, some chopped chipotle peppers with the adobo sauce that came with it, some sliced white onions, some oil, some chicken chopped fairly small because this is a taco, and we have used chicken thighs today. They hold up better with the longer cooking time. Chicken breasts may tend to dry out. And we also put in some serrano peppers. You can use the pepper of your choice or omit them. We're also going to need tomatoes. You can either use whole tomatoes, pureed tomatoes, tomato sauce, or crushed tomatoes. You do not want to use diced tomatoes because they don't break down in the cooking. We're going to need cilantro, queso fresco, brown sugar, and corn tortillas. A detailed listing of the ingredients can be found in the description below. And now it's time to cook. Heat your pan on high heat until your pan is nice and hot. And then add your oil. Once your oil is good and hot, go ahead and add your sliced onions in. Move the onions around to get them coated in oil and allow them to sit for about 2 minutes. Now it's time to add the chicken. Put your chicken in one layer as best as possible to allow the maximum amount of browning. Once you have your chicken in the one layer, allow it to cook for about 3 minutes. After about 3 minutes, flip the chicken over and you can see some of the browning we've gotten on the chicken. Move the chicken back into the one layer and allow it to cook for another 2 minutes. The browning of the chicken not only makes the chicken taste better, but it also leaves just a little bit of fond on the pan, which we'll be able to bring up in the rest of the cooking process. After these 2 minutes, make a well in the center and add the garlic. As I always say, I like to add the garlic a little later to avoid the possibility of it burning. So you can add the garlic and your peppers at the same time here, and then go ahead and let them sit for about 30 seconds or so. Spread them out so they're making maximum contact with the pan. After about 30 seconds, you can go ahead and mix everything together and allow that to sit for another 30 seconds. Now you can add the chipotle. Chipotle adds a bit of a spice, but also a smoky flavor to this dish or any dish that it's added to. Spread the chipotle out again so it makes contact with the pan so it'll get a little bit of browning happening just to increase its richness. After about 30 seconds, go ahead and mix the chipotle in with the rest of the ingredients in your pan to get everything coated. We'll be adding tomatoes to this in a second, so you don't have to worry about coating every piece of chicken at this point. We just want to get the process started and bring up some of that fond on the bottom of the pan. So now you can add the brown sugar and stir the brown sugar around to remove any lumps. As I say many times, brown sugar is my secret ingredient. The molasses and the richness of the brown sugar just adds a depth in the background to any sauce it's added to. And now you can add your tomatoes. As I said in the beginning, you can add any tomato you would like. Not a big fan of diced tomatoes just because they do not break down. You do want sauce in this. Little chunks aren't too bad, but I don't want it to be completely chunky. So stir everything around. Break up some of the large chunks of the tomato. I used whole tomatoes here. Allow this to cook uncovered for 8 to 10 minutes so your sauce cooks and thickens. Chicken tinga is very versatile. You can use it in many different dishes. You can serve it by itself. You can serve it with rice. You can serve it on a sandwich, or you can serve it in tacos as we are here. So depending on how you want to use it will depend on how long you want to cook your sauce and how thick you want your sauce to be in the end. And as you can see, after about 8 minutes, the sauce is really starting to thicken. So just make sure you give it a stir and allow it another 5 to 8 minutes. After about 8 to 10 minutes, you can add your salt. You don't want to add the salt too early because as the sauce thickens, the flavor of the salt will also intensify. And now is the time to determine if your sauce needs to thicken more for whatever dish you're going to use it for, or if it is the thickness that you would like it. For our tacos today, it was the perfect thickness. Now that you've cooked it, it's time to serve it, eat it, and enjoy it. The taco. Who does not like a taco? It's so versatile. You can put any filling that you like into it. So for these tacos, we've added some queso fresco on top with some cilantro. You could have put any additional toppings on this you'd like, such as avocado, maybe some pickled onions, possibly some pico de gallo. When you bite into this taco, you're immediately hit with the smokiness of the chipotle. Chipotles aren't super spicy, which is why I added the serrano to this, but it's still a deep, rich flavor. On top of that, the brown sugar we added just helps reinforce the deepness and the richness of this sauce. Chicken tinga is very versatile. It's easy to make, and you can use it for many different dishes. I hope you enjoy this version of chicken tinga. Thank you for watching. Please check out our next video so we can continue our culinary journey together.